Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. 1 under early in the round. Now at the second and a medium length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Just a couple of feet. He'll take par and move on. Frank, here on the 4th tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Well done. Another birdie and now 3 under par. Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinches in, though, with those bunkers left and right. And there's just one bunker in the front of this green, and that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Well done. Back-to-back birdies. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though. And everything is in front of you. Oh, that's fine.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. How about this little move? 5 under par now. 2 straight birdies. On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why there's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill. I'm loving that balance.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Boy, this would be nice. A 4th consecutive birdie. Heating up.
I'm running out of fingers.
Nails it. That is now 6 birdies on the card. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball's sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Frank, straight uphill with this approach shot, what do you have to factor in terms of club selection and setup over the ball?
We're going to have to take at least an extra club to make up for that added elevation. And also it's tougher to get onto that front foot. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie. Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. Finishing up our front side here at the 9th, it's a par 3. And Frank, how would you describe this hole?
Well, it's an absolute stunner, really, because of the views. And this is where you realize that links golf, minus trees and minus some of the things we see on other golf courses, can still look absolutely beautiful. But don't look at the scenery too much, because you've got, well over 200 yards here. Even though it's elevated, it still requires a good tee shot. But a little too hill, and you might just have yourself a good outward 9.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Moving on to the back 9 here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo from EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt on the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the wind, so a relatively flat putting surface.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Has his par. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And now he has this for the birdie. Moves to -8. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green. And you might just putt for an eagle.
The second shot now to the par 4. And it makes the green in regulation. Well into red figures at 9 under for the round. Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
It doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Good swing, good shot yet again. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Frank, this is a nice run right here.
Oh, yeah, and this is very makeable, too. Excellent chance for 4 in a row.
Can't wait to write those on the card. 1 below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Frank, normally on a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees. But part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich. I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make 3.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And, of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Really? This This is an awkward length.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3, you can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of a US Open.
Frank, this has really been impressive, and these strong winds putting together a great round of golf.
Well, the wind really is showcasing how good this player really is and separating him from the field.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Superb shot once again, and only about 15 feet away for a birdie. Sizable putt from 16 feet. Oh, do that. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
And he's set up for his 3rd shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.